Right, we have got Pentagon Do or Not official music video. This was requested by one of you listening. Yo, what is good, Kaz? It's your boy Kaz, yo, for real. So I just wanted to upload this because I'm a fan of, I don't know if anybody's a fan of it, but I am, I'm a fan of the Outer Banks series, and this is Chase Stokes on Outer Banks, living in a parking garage and getting fired from everything. So I've skipped the past bit where he's talking about, you know, he was actually living John B's life, bro, for real. I'm a super fan of Outer Banks, by the way. Don't know if anybody else has watched it, but it came out on Netflix during the lockdown in the UK, and I was just so like, wow, this program just felt so good. The whole theme of, you know, living that life with just your friends, and you're looking out for each other, and they don't have a lot of money, but you have a dream, and you're chasing something, you're chasing a treasure in this sense, in this program. But it's all about sticking together, living, you know, surfing the waves, very kind of my sort of theme. This whole the whole program was just really enjoyable. He gets the girl in the end, and do you know what thing I thought about the Outer Banks was that the whole series, the actors, the way they acted on Outer Banks was, for me, I couldn't explain it. It's really hard for me to put into words, but the acting itself was so unique, as in their characters, the way they spoke. You almost felt like these were just real people that you were hanging out with while watching. Whereas you see a film, you can tell these are lines that have been written. Whereas I felt like almost the Outer Banks, there was like almost no lines. It was just real. It was so different to me, this Outer Banks. And his story is probably a part of the reason that it felt that way, because the way he came into this thing, this situation, he was actually living in his car, and so he's actually not gone to, like, I don't know if he went to acting school or whatever, but I know that he had, when you've been through real stuff in your life, it changes the way you are as a person and think. So I think it came out on screen as a real, because he seemed genuine in the actual thing. Like, his character was kind of genuine, just wanted to, you know, get some money so he didn't have to live in that, you know, his dad was obviously passed away, went missing, he was left, he was getting in trouble, you know, was close to getting, like, taken by the child maintenance, child people, you know, housing for children and stuff, for underage people with no parents, basically. But the whole series was just fantastic. So this is him explaining how he got the role. So let's check it out, guys. If you're new to the channel and you're a fan of Outer Banks, then hit that subscribe button, and also leave any other suggestions in the comment section below if you want me to check out any more of this sort of video. So let's go.
It all worked out because not soon after that, you got Outer Banks, right?
I did.
All right.
Dang.
Now, I love having people tell their stories about how they got the gigs, because I have an interesting story about some of my gigs. Right. What was your interesting story about being cast in this film? How did that all happen and work for you?
Well, initially, as you know, as an actor, right, like, you get these breakdowns from your agent. Mm-hmm. It'll say, you know, the character name, the description of the show, and with some of these bigger networks or studios or whatever have you, they'll keep everything, like, very discreet. So it said, John B., 4 friends on a treasure hunt. And I was like, that's the Goonies.
Right.
It's for sure the Goonies.
Right.
Like, I don't want to destroy that, so I passed on it. I was like, nope, not doing that. And next thing you know, an eviction notice came on my door, and the role of Topper, who's my, you know, arch nemesis, so to speak, on the show, came up, and I was like, I'm so broke that I'm willing to make this effort to read for the head of, you know, this show. Mm-hmm. And so I did, and I bombed the audition. I told the casting director beforehand, and lo and behold, 2 weeks later, after I felt like I'd completely killed my career. A casting director from the East Coast who casted me in this project, she reached out to my agent and said, hey, you know, what do you think about this project? And I said, no, I'm not doing the Goonies. She goes, it's not the Goonies, by the way, if you're wondering. I said, no, it is. I appreciate you trying to lie for Netflix, but here we are. You know, it is what it is. And so she's like, I'm going to send you the first script. Let me know your thoughts. And so I read it, and I immediately was sitting in my borderline evicted apartment. And I was like,
bro, whoa, sorry, let me just, yeah, yo, let's go. Well, I mean, it's kind of funny actually how you spoke about that then, like the Goonies. It's always the way I find with these things, like it's always the things you don't expect that blow up. Honestly, like the amount of times I've heard artists say they had tracks that they had in mind that they thought was going to blow up, and it's a track they drop and it's not even the one they thought was going to do well, does well. It's almost like, in a way, you believe, like sometimes you think you know what's going to do well and what you want to do, and then it actually turns out that it's like something you could never expect. Now, Outer Banks for me was a brilliant series. Maybe he didn't think it at first, but you know, that's the thing, you don't know. You just really don't know in life. You've really got to give everything a go and do your best at it, because it can become, like, it has a huge fan base. Everybody loves, like, I know who have watched it, love the series. And you just never know, man. And I think anybody could have said, oh, I'm not doing that, it just sounds like a Goonie or whatever, but it's always the ones that you don't think are going to do well end up blowing up. I just know that's a fact of life for some reason.
And you're the first script. Let me know your thoughts. And so I read it, and I immediately was sitting in my borderline evicted apartment, and I was like, I haven't made a giant mistake. This is not the Goonies. It's literally not the Goonies. And I had fully convinced myself for a month and a half at this point in time, it's the Goonies. And so I read for it. She said, look, if you don't hear by Friday, you definitely didn't get the job, so thank you so much for, you know, your attempt. And I didn't hear by Friday. And so Easter Sunday comes, I get a call from my agent. He goes, where are you? And I was like, oh, happy Easter. Okay, hi, how are you? And he's like, are you available? And I'm like, I'm super unemployed. I'm on unemployment at this time. So like, if you have any good things for me, that would be awesome. He goes, I'll call you back. And I'm like, I'm getting fired. This is what's happening. I'm getting dropped. He calls me an hour later. I'm probably 5 or 6 mimosas deep. You know, it's Easter Sunday, you know, we're doing our thing. And he goes, you're getting on a plane in 2 hours. You're going to Charleston. And I was like, huh? And he goes, yeah, no, you're getting on a plane. It's going to be like a middle seat in the very back of the plane. Don't worry about it. It's not a big deal. But here's 17 pages of audition material. Here's the first 4 scripts. They need you to know everything about this when you get there. So I land in Charleston the next day. I got the job 2 days later. I got the call with Rudy, who plays JJ. He was in the front seat of the car. He got the call first, and I thought I was fired. You know, I thought I didn't get the job. And then I got a call with the other kid who was going to play the same role as me in the seat next to me in the back seat. And he's like, you got the job, dude, congratulations. And I'm like, oh my God. And I hung up the phone on the executive producer of the project.
Yeah.
And so Rudy looks at me and he goes, I was like, and that's what started the journey. So I had 2 pairs of underwear, I had 3 T-shirts and a pair of shorts. And
wow.
The costume department gave me a shirt that said Charleston County Jail on the back. And I wore that to the first dinner with everyone at Netflix. So they looked at me like, oh God, oh no.
Yeah, this guy.
This is our lead in our show. So that's the story of John B. And 20 of
All right. Give it up for Chase Stokes. Season 2 of Outer Banks premieres next.
Bro, oh wow, bro, I fucking love that. I actually love that. That was so cool. I just can't believe that, the story of like, how it works out and how people get to where they get to. It amazes me. I love it. I live for stories like that, because it's so real, so genuine, so by chance, literally by chance, or by like with talent and commitment, but also by chance and faith. Like, you've got to have faith, man, in what you do. You've got to believe, because like, you don't know what's around the corner, what opportunities lie ahead. So I leave it with you guys. Shout out, if anybody watching this is a fan of Outer Banks, shout out to you guys, because I love it too. And yeah, I love that story, bro. Chase Stokes talking about how he got the job, and man, that motivates me, bro. If anything, that motivates me for my YouTube channel and to keep going, and you never know. So thank you guys for watching. Hope you all have an amazing day, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.